Let's do it.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Marquee Show podcast here on the DJ News Network. Tonight, I am super excited because I have the world famous Sean Big Daddy McKee that everybody loves, our newest friend from Color Key Cedar. And in just a second or two, we've got the DTA experience, aka DJ Diamond, coming on to join us any second. So we should be letting him in the group any second now. So first of all, how is everybody? How is everyone's week? How's everything going?
Wonderful. Awesome. Last week was a long but wonderful week.
Gotcha. And Cedar, you were at not Wedding MBA. Well, you were at Wedding MBA.
I was at Wedding
ago.
MBA as well a couple weeks ago. We just went to the LDI show to scope out what all the big companies are doing. We do aspire to be there next year with our new line of professional fixtures that are coming out. Hint, hint, not announced yet, but it's coming.
Gotcha.
We will be showcasing them at NAMM. But
let's back up a little bit. Tell me about what your experience, because this was the first year we were exhibiting at Wedding MBA, correct?
Yes, it was our first year at MBA.
Yeah. Gotcha. And what did you think? Because it's not the typical DJ show.
Right.
It's a special event professional show with a wedding, obviously a wedding-centric viewpoint.
You know, we didn't know what to expect when going into it, but we wanted to try something new. As you said, right? It's not a DJ focused show. It's the wedding industry as a whole. We found it very beneficial for our business. Kind of in twofold. One is we are getting heavily into the venue space. So being able to talk to a lot of wedding venues directly that doesn't know much about lighting, right? We're able to put our products in their face very easily. And also because it wasn't a DJ centric show, it was only us and about 3 other lighting brands on the whole show floor. So if somebody wanted to learn about lighting, they came to us. So we did a lot of wheeling and dealing at MBA. Everybody from the company was very happy with the turnout, and we'll definitely be back next year.
Gotcha. All right. And DJ Diamond, aka DTA Experience, is here. And
check.
Yeah, there he is. How are
you guys hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Hey, what's going on?
Nada. So this is DTA's first time in our little mobile DJ world. So Diamond, meet Sean, meet Cedar. So Sean's also known as the Big Daddy, and he is the teddy bear of the industry. So we were just talking about the Wedding MBA show. So what I've been to Wedding MBA numerous times. I've spoken at it. Besides it being not geared specifically toward DJ, what did you find? Because DJs obviously rent lighting to weddings and such. What would you say the venues were the most intrigued by that you sell?
Yes. So what we heard a lot about, good for obviously us as a business, potentially not great for DJs. I am a full-time DJ too, by the way. We'll get into that later. But the biggest thing that we kept hearing time and time again is that venues are tired of overpaying to rent lights from DJs when they could just go buy it all themselves and continue to reuse it from event to event, specifically uplighting, which is the DJ's easiest upsell when it comes to weddings, things like that.
Gotcha.
You're going to see a lot of that now. You're going to see a lot more of that now because it's so easily, not easily put in, but they're losing a lot. And you're going to see more photo booths at some of these venues too. We've got 3 venues that have photo booths already in and uplighting already in. So,
yeah, but this just goes back to why DJs need to now step up their game.
Yes.
You're going to have a whole bunch of venues. They're going to have a whole bunch of battery operated uplights, probably all static. And so the next move is going to be for DJs to be able to show wedding clients. We can have them chase like dominoes when they go, when you come into the room. We can have, we can shift the mood subtly from cocktail hour to dinner hour to to whatever. We're going to be able to do things that the venue, while being amazing at what they do, just can't do like the way that we do it.
Right.
100%. Absolutely.
Yeah. So again, it's just and it's the same thing with photo booths. What's going to make you different and creative, and it's no different than competing against other DJs.
Right.
So that's all very good. And then your experience at LDI, what trends did you see? Seems like more and more DJs, and there's just more and more LED panels coming out. Is that fair too?
Yeah, so it was my first time at LDI.
Okay.
And my first time at a pro show. So I probably saw 80% of brands I actually didn't even recognize yet.
Gotcha.
A lot of new names to me personally, obviously not to my counterparts that were there. A lot of LED panel. We're seeing a lot of halo rings put onto light fixtures now, moving heads. Martin's got some pretty cool displays going on there.
Speaking of cool displays, you got to give credit where credit's due. Blizzard Lighting's booth, the whole carnival thing.
Oh, the carnival thing that Blizzard did was very cool.
Yeah, they are a very unique company in the sense that they don't just show their fixtures. They create a theme every single year. And this year they did a carnival theme, and it looked like you were walking into Coney Island with a whole bunch of moving fixtures.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. Live band performances as well on their stage. Just overall show.
That's the one show where they really choose to like pull out all of the stops.
Smart.
And they go crazy. I remember years ago they had a Christmas tree made out of circular trussing, and so it was all hung and it was all uplit, and it was hanging from the ceiling of the convention center, and it was super cool and creative. They really do a spectacular job at that show. And it's nothing against Color Key. Obviously, it's Pepsi and Coke. Everyone can do a great job doing what they do, but when I saw the pictures, I had to tip my hat for creativity and just say that was pretty darn cool. So that's that. So you know what, Cedar, you kind of touched on something, because I don't personally know you as much as I know the rest of the crew over at Color Key. So why don't you kind of clue us into who you are, your background, and then where you fit in the Color Key family?
Yeah. So you met Nick, obviously, you know him well. He was on the
I've known him for years. And yeah, and I know Laurent as well, and I know Davey Dave from when he was over at Pioneer. So yeah.
So Nick is the main product manager. He is the head of Color Key. I am Nick's assistant. So I'm the assistant product manager to the Color Key brand and the other brands within Mixwear, like Headliner Los Angeles. Sure. So my background specifically, I've been a DJ for 12, 13, 15 years now. I started when I was 16. Right out of college, I went to work for the Boeing company as a software product manager. So I got a lot of product management experience. That's where I really cut my teeth in the industry from a product development side. On the airline side, I went full-time into the DJ industry about 6 years ago. That's when I moved down to Las Vegas and built up my entire mobile business here. At some point along the road back in March, they hired a recruiter, Color Key did, and they found me and they said, this guy's got DJ experience and he has a hefty resume of product management experience. Let's pull him onto the team. And now I'm with Mixwear. I am working with them part-time because I am still working my DJ business full-time as well. So I sleep next year.
I understand. Hey, John Young, are you here, buddy?
I am.
You know what? I don't see us streaming in the Marquee platforms.
It's only on YouTube tonight because Facebook and ChatGPT are both down tonight when it comes to some of their back end. And it said it was going to connect, and it didn't connect to anything on Facebook.
Okay.
So I put the links there on the 2 pages, so hopefully some folks can find it, and then we'll have to hopefully next week things will work.
We'll figure it out then. All right, good. I just appreciate you being on top of it. All right, sorry about that. So where are you based out of, Cedar?
So I'm based out of Las Vegas, which is where our headquarters is.
Okay.
Right down by the Raiders Stadium.
Very good. Excellent. So on local, is there going to be a baseball team where the Tropicana was?
From what I've seen, there's full renderings. I believe the build permits have already gone through. They've
got the stadium as a go, but I was just recently made to it. Except I was told the A's have not signed a contract.
Yes,
they did sign it. Okay, gotcha.
2027. They're going to be in Sacramento. 25 and 26, 27. They moved to Vegas.
Okay, Got it. And they're making almost as much money as a team than the guy that just went to the Mets is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Juan
Good
Soto, $765 million. God bless him.
That's all right. That's all right.
Wow.
That's a client that DTA is going to go after. He
Yeah.
can spin those parties.
I can.
So now,
Yeah.
Cedar, are you part of a company or are you in like a boutique independent? Tell me about your company.
Yeah. So DJ company is Course Control. That's just
Okay.
my color key jersey. And we're an independent DJ company. My wife and I actually run it together. She's a mobile DJ as well. We kind of
Okay.
operate in between the mobile DJ space and the nightlife space, doing a little bit of all the above. Right now, our major specialty, especially here in Las Vegas, is corporate events.
Okay.
As far as agencies and rosters and things like that go, we do get bookings through about 5 to 6 different agencies. So from what
Okay.
we book separate to what we book through them, our calendar stays pretty full.
Very good. So do you guys go out as a team or do you guys primarily go out independently?
It really depends on the event. For a lot of the higher profile corporate events, like we just did one for Coca-Cola last week, we did one for Adobe a couple of months ago. Both of us will be there. If it's just a one person event, like it doesn't require 2 people. Well, I mean, most events don't require 2 people, but the lower profile events, normally one of us will go out just because the overhead to do those types of events isn't as high.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then there
Very
also
good.
is a strong demand for solo female DJs in Las Vegas. So she gets a lot of bookings and that kind of
Nice.
hang out in the background and root along.
There you go. You're her
That's what's
roadie.
up.
Yeah.
All right. So Sean, I'm gonna get back to you, but since we've got new guests that
Hey,
the
do
industry
your
is
thing.
not that were so Diamond, aka DTA Experience. I had the pleasure of meeting this guy backstage when I went to see Freedom Williams and Tone Loc.
Yes.
And
Yep.
you'll be we have mutual friends. Sean, he's friends with Tony Baraz from Ultimate Ears.
Oh,
Formerly with Serato. So
Tony's a good man.
you've got love in the building here.
That's
for
my
Tony.
guy. Pretty
Yep,
Tone. Yep.
exactly. And it was funny because when I first met him, I said, "Oh, you're from New York, then you probably know Tony Baraz." And he's like, "Who?" And I'm
Right.
like, he goes, "Wait." I go, "He works for Serato." He goes, "I got a friend named Pretty Tone who works for Serato." And I'm like,
Right.
"There's no way So I busted his balls immediately. I'm like, "Hey, Pretty Tone." He's like, "How'd you know about that?" In fact, remember we called him from backstage.
We did.
So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
so let's get into a little bit about you, and why don't you give everyone, because when he and I started talking, my head was blown. This guy not only was amazing with Tone Loc, and man, it was a beautifully well-oiled machine, but when you kind of gave me your resume of people you've worked with, again, I was excited to talk to you more. And if memory serves, you've been to Atlantic City before, which is where I've met Sean and a whole bunch of people for DJ Expo. So why don't you
Yep.
kind of tell us your background and some of the people you've worked with, and we'll go from there.
Well, my full name is Diamond the Artist, but that's a lot of, kind of long to say. It's like saying Tribe Called Quest. So I shortened it to DTA. And anytime I'm in the building, you get an experience. So that's where you get DTA Experience, which
Okay.
is like the name of a few of my FM shows. I do radio, TV, and stage events. I'm blessed for more than two decades, to be in front of 20,000 people a week in small theaters and arenas and so on and so forth. As far as people I work with, gee whiz, man, how much time do we have?
We got plenty of time. We got to be off in 47 minutes, so we got plenty of
Yeah.
time.
Well, basically, man, I'm the industry's bitch. I've been pimped out
Okay.
and worked hard by every major artist you can think of. I did this TV show 20 years ago. I was the DJ for MTV's Making the Band, and I ended up doing 3 seasons of that and working with obviously the rappers first, and then all the way to Danity Kane, Day 26. I also did multiple world tours with America's #1 diva, Beyonce Carter. Now used to be Beyonce Knowles. So I rock on stage with Beyonce. Um, I I go from like the biggest pop stuff to the grimiest hip hop stuff you could ever imagine. I'm also the official tour DJ for a group called the Grave Diggers. Wu-Tang
You what?
group. In
Okay.
case you guys, a Wu-Tang group. Yeah, a group
Gotcha.
of it was RZA's group. Yep.
Gotcha.
Also tour DJ for EPMD as well. So classic hardcore groups. Beyonce on the pop side, and I forgot to mention, rest in peace because he's resting in peace now. But for several years, I was also a member of the New Power Generation. I was Prince's tour DJ as well.
Ooh.
See, I knew that one. Mike Walter, if he was watching, his head would be like, kaposh.
I knew I
and Mars, yeah.
I knew I
Yeah.
should have wore my purple shirt. Darn it.
Right.
There you go.
And now I mainly do I got some TV stuff going on, but I can't talk about that yet because it hasn't come back to life. But I'll be back on the tube at some point. But I'm definitely in radio. I'm on 3 FM stations: WXCS in Indiana, and Party 105 in Long Island, New York.
Yep.
And I'm also on OG 979 FM in Atlanta.
Gotcha.
And besides my FM stations, I also have a show. I work for this guy. He raps a little bit. You might know who he is. His name is LL Cool J. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
we know Z Trip
you
real
know.
well too.
So some people know him. I don't know. So
Yeah.
and he has this cool station on Sirius XM called Rock the Bells Radio, and I have a
Sure.
show on there called Planet of the Tapes, and our show airs 4 times a week on Rock the
Nice.
Bells on Sirius XM.
So you know Z Trip then too.
Of course, Z's my guy.
He is a
That was
great
my
guy.
that was
He's a
my
really,
Arizona
really
connect.
great guy. Okay,
Yep.
yeah, he's a super. We've been trying to get him to come out to Marquee now for a couple of years, and he's always on tour.
Yeah.
And it wasn't bad enough. What was it, 2 years ago? Zitra or LL was touring with DJ
Roots.
Jazzy Jeff. Yeah,
The
and
Roots.
that.
Yep.
So I couldn't get Z Trip or Jazzy Jeff to come out. So he was killing me, absolutely killing me. But yeah, we communicate with his wife often to try to get him on. So then,
That's what's
how did you get into the business then?
A cool story. I used to be when I was okay. So I was born in Brooklyn, New York,
Right.
right?
Okay.
But I don't really talk about that. I talk about the Long Island part because Brooklyn got enough hot DJs and great people. So
Sure.
when I was in Brooklyn, I was concrete jungle. It was the hood. So
Right.
I fought a lot as a little kid, you know what I'm saying? And I was getting into a lot of fights. I never started a fight, but I finished almost all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So my parents were like, we got to get this kid out of here because we don't want him to be a statistic. So they moved me out to Long Island. Now, I was already into hip hop and into DJing because of my older brothers, and one of them's resting in peace, and one of them is still with us. So when they moved me to Long Island, my brothers didn't move because I was like the makeup baby. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My brothers they were like 10 years older than me. So you know what happened. There was some drinks going on and
Gotcha.
boom, here I am. So
Gotcha.
when I moved to Long Island, it was kind of like being, an only child. And then I
Sure.
figured hip hop was done because my neighbors, like, it was crazy. They had like ducks living next door. And
Okay.
I thought I'd met Bambi. There was deers
Right.
running around. I'm used to the concrete. I wasn't used to this Long Island suburban lifestyle.
Right.
Lo and behold, guess who I meet when I'm 9 years old?
Hulk Hogan.
Close. I
Okay.
met, may he rest in peace, I met the diabolical Biz Marquee.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I had
And
the opportunity to meet with chat with him in Atlantic City.
exactly. Exactly.
Super nice
Great.
guy.
He was
It
a
was
great- he
weird.
was a-
We were both waiting for our cars at Hard Rock at the same time.
Well, he was the greatest.
super nice guy. Yeah, he really was. He was good friends with
Mm.
Tony too. So
Where in Long
Absolutely.
Island? Where in Long Island?
Brentwood.
Okay.
Like literally, if you ever heard of the song "The Vapors" with
Yes.
Biz, when he says, "Do you remember me from Noble Street, Chief?" I moved to Noble Street. How crazy is that? That's
I
God.
live-
God,
I live
God
in
made that
Connecticut.
happen.
I live in Connecticut. I've worked on Long Island a lot.
Right. So yeah.
Gotcha.
So there
And
it is. So
I've drank many of their iced teas.
Yeah.
nice. Probably one too many. I would say.
That's I think I've never been to Long Island, but yeah, I've had their tea. It's delicious. Much better than the Boston Tea
So,
Party.
Nice fella.
yes, absolutely. So I moved to Long Island and I meet Biz. And this was before like Biz was big Biz.
Right.
He was just Biz. And my brothers had came out and they brought the turntables with them. So we were literally just having a DJ practice session in our driveway. And I guess Biz was walking by and he saw this little kid getting busy on the turntables. So I would say about maybe a week or two later, I literally was outside, trying to rake the grass, acting like I was knowing what I was doing. And he was walking by and he stopped and he said, "Hey, you was the little kid that was DJing?" I was like, "Yeah, I could DJ." He said, He said, "Okay, I live up the block." He said, "I want you to come by my house and blah, blah, blah. My little brother's about your age." Biz has a little brother named Diamond Shell, who's actually, I think, my age or like maybe a little bit older or whatever, but it was close. So I got permission, from my parents to, go play with the kids up the block, and they was cool with it. So I went up the block, and now I'm in Biz's house, and he's beatboxing, which I never saw in my life, and rapping, and we making beats on the kitchen table, and from there on it was hip hop. So I became like an honorary little brother to Biz, which meant like by the time I was 11, I was with him at the Apollo Theater while he was coming out of a nose singing his song Picking Boogers. And I'm watching 2,500 people go nuts for this guy. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So Biz basically molded me and showed me the bigger picture. So literally by the time I was 13, I knew exactly what I wanted to do for a living. I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. And by the grace of God, I've done this straight out of high school. That could be like a story. Straight out of high school. Crazy mother name. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
That was some hardcore lyrics, but
I got it. I hear you.
With the Santa Claus hat, you ain't know that shit.
Yeah, I hear you. I know where you were going with it. So then how did you get your break going from just being a neighborhood DJ to either getting on a station or being able to tour with someone, or what was your defining moment?
The defining moment was battling. I'm also a turntablist. So and I'm part of one of the biggest turntablist crews in the history of the world. So obviously you've had Qbert on, so
He's a good friend, really good friend,
great friend of mine as well. So you know who the Scratch Pickles are.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well,
yeah,
we were the other big crew, the X-Men, also known as the Executioners. So,
okay, yeah, I know the Executioners.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're on with one of them right now. That's what I'm
Gotcha.
saying. Yep. So I was blessed to be part of one of the biggest turntablist crews ever in the history of hip hop, and by battling was actually how I got my breaks. It was crazy because, and this is all just God's work. It was right place, right time. So Prince just happened to be looking to add a DJ into his band, and he was looking for a DJ. And at that time, I was winning all the battles, so I was like the hot guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was in the magazines and blah blah blah, and it just worked out that you know what I'm saying.
So did you compete in DNC as well?
I did DMCs. I did DMC.
Okay.
I never liked DMC though.
Okay.
Because it really wasn't for me. Because to be there and try to figure out something to do for 6 minutes is a lot for me, because I got mental things going on.
Okay.
I never really talk about it, but like I'm like ADD to the fullest.
All right.
I'm also dyslexic, so there's a lot of things that I do that I really shouldn't be able to do, but I do it. So the 6 minute thing wasn't really my thing. I won regionals and stuff, but it's too much for my mind. The way my mind works is too much. But
sure.
I am the Atlantic City Rap Attack and Rapathon champion, two-time champion. I actually defended my title. I won 2 years back to back. That's head-to-head, one-on-one competition. I'm kind of like Bruce Lee, where I'll be like, I can beat any man in 90 seconds because I don't have routines. I never had a routine in my life. Everything I did, I just freestyled every battle I had. So in 90 seconds, I can murder you because my mind is just going. But you start getting after 3-4 minutes, I get bored and I start losing focus. So
Got
the
it.
one-on-one battles was my thing. So, but again, but winning these and I'm also the Apollo DJ champion as well. I know
Okay.
you've heard of the world famous Apollo in New York City, right?
Once or twice, sure.
Right. So I'm the champion of that as well. But and it's all the same DJs. Every
Right.
DJ that competed in one, if they're in the ITF battle, they're in the DMC, and if they're in the DMC, they're in the IDA, and if they're in the IDA, they're in the Red Bull battle. It's all the same. You know, you go up
Sure.
against the same people. So, so back to that. That was how I was able to get the connection with Prince. Shout out to my boy DJ Master T. Actually, I'm wearing his joint right here from Master Labs. He was the one who let me know, yo, Prince is looking for a DJ. And I know Tony, shout out to Tony M from New Power Generation. Now, by the time I got to Prince, well, not got to him personally, but got to his camp, they had already picked a DJ. They
Okay.
had somebody already, yeah. And the dude they had is dope. I don't know if you ever heard of King IXL from Minnesota.
I don't
He's
know.
he's phenomenal.
Okay.
He won the Scion. It wasn't the Scion. He won the Guitar Center a U.S. Championship DJ
Okay.
battle in like 2007, and he won a truck, a Scion. That was like
Got it.
the prize. But he was nasty. He's still nasty. So they had already picked him. So I was like, well, they already got a guy, and they're like, nah, you're a little different. Just trust me. Just send in, do like a videotape or whatever, and just send it in so they can see you. And I did it, and I didn't expect to get a call back because they was already
Sure.
ready to go, and he was their local guy, and he was
Right.
he was incredible. But I got the call a
So
few
how long are
days
you
later.
with Prince?
It was almost 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, because I left the band when I signed my first record deal as a solo rapper. Oh, that's
Right.
hence Diamond the artist. I produce and I rap. I do everything.
Got it.
So here's another funny story. So I've been touring with everybody. I've been on the tour circuit forever. Dougie Fresh is like a big brother to me because we do so many shows on the same circuit. You know what I'm saying? With his
Right.
crew, my crew, whatever. And being such, good friends and like big bro, we've had a million conversations about any and everything. But it wasn't until this year, was it? No, I'm sorry. It was the end of 2003 that we both realized that we both were part of the New Power Generation. He said to me one day, he said, Diamond, I didn't know you DJ for Prince. I was like, yeah, that was kind of like one of my first big gigs. And he was like, I was touring with Prince. I was like, when? So apparently, within 3 months of me leaving to go do my own solo record deal, Prince got Doug to be the beatbox for the New Power Generation. And he
Okay.
did Dougie Fresh did a whole tour with Prince. So I say all this to say, I work with everybody, and everybody is phenomenal. I work with mad comedians now too, like Anthony Anderson. I do stuff with Kevin Hart. A lot of people. I work with a whole lot of people. But Prince, definitely, he was probably the most life-changing guy for me
Okay.
because number one, that was unheard of. Like a huge pop megastar
Right.
with a DJ, he started that. And then my good friend Steve D, who's part of my crew, the X-Men, ended up DJing for Michael Jackson. So one of us was with Prince and the other one was with Michael Jackson. But
Right.
Prince was the start of all of that. Like,
Gotcha.
I just saw my boy DJ Active, who's super dope. He tours with Janet right now, Janet
Right.
Jackson, and he also tours with Patti LaBelle.
Okay.
Who's
That's
like,
cultural difference. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying though? But like
Sure.
Prince started all of that with merging the hip hop sound with that sound. So yeah, I
Right.
take my hat off to him. And then also, I came to Paisley Park as a kid from the concrete jungle, super hip hop backpacker, battle DJ. I left as a musician. So
Okay.
yeah, that was the life-changing thing for me, I would
Very
say.
cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
pretty
All
dope.
right, let's shift again. Let's go back to Cedar. Cedar, do you have any? I know that when Nick was on, he showed us your super amazing 6-pound LED lights that what I thought was the coolest part, and I've been pushing them like crazy, is you guys did something really smart, including a magnet that allows you to hang them from a ceiling grid, which I think is just the smartest thing, simplest, smartest thing I've heard in a really long time. So we talked about those, and you can recap those, but is there anything else? Because I know you got some toys in the background that maybe you want to talk about.
Yeah. So Nick was on here a couple weeks ago talking about, as you said, our newest uplight, the Mobile Par Hex 5. I love those. I use those at gigs multiple times a week.
Yeah.
So light, so compact. I don't want to rehash what he's already done, but yeah,
Sure.
I was hoping to talk about our effects line of fixtures today, because we
Great.
have a handful of effects fixtures. And, you know, effects fixtures are really great because they add instant atmosphere without much work at all, right? They're meant to be flashy. They're meant to be bright. They're meant to provide energy. But when used in slower modes, can also be kind of cool and disco ball-y and set those lower tones, that atmosphere as well. And so I just wanted to run through our effects lines. As you can see, I got them right here behind me, starting with the Kraken FX. This was our first bridge a couple years ago into the effects line of fixtures. It has a translucent rotating sphere. Let me go ahead and power it on, and you'll see that one of my favorite parts about this light is the whole thing will glow as the LEDs are shining out. Right. So this has dual color zones. You can map both. It has inlay strobes coming through the middle of it. And it's only a $279 fixture. So it's very affordable for the mobile DJ market. It's kind of a party in a ball, really fun fixture to use.
Now, is this just an on and off and sound reactive, or is this DMX programmable, or
So
part of the RF system?
So all the fixtures I'm going to show today have great sound active programs, auto programs, but as you mentioned, are also DMX capable.
But they're not part of the RF system.
They are not part of the RF system.
Okay.
The Mobile Par Hex 5 that Nick showed before, that's our first step to the RF system.
Okay.
And we were excited to continue to build out that RF line because of how easy it is to trigger with an RF remote, right? IR remote, you need line of sight, you got to get in there.
Sure.
But I've been
involved. It seems like a lot of the lighting companies are creating their own technology that way. Yeah. I know Chauvet has their ILC, I think is what it's called. And I know that I can't think of it now. It's killing me. Will's there is with them. There's a couple of different companies that now have their own RF style technology to make it as user friendly for mobile DJs and end users to use, so that the programming is not nearly as difficult. So this thing just reminds me of something from an 80s nightclub, and I mean that in a really positive way, to be honest with you. So super, super cool. So you can, Chen, with DMX, and you can change that colors, everything. And
you can control, so you got two zones of colors. You got your left hemisphere and your right hemisphere. This head also spins. It's an infinite rotation, so you can really whip it around. Of course, you'll have your yoke control here as well. And so when it's really whipping, right, it just brings so much energy. But if you wanted that slow, classic disco ball feel, you could just slow everything down and get that going.
Got it.
Really
Very cool. All right, what do we got next?
So next up, the droid, or sorry, the Kraken. That's the Kraken. That was our first step into the effects fixtures. It was our best-selling product and still is one of our best-selling products, but we really wanted to ramp it up with this next guy. This is the Droid FX. It has two infinite rotating heads, one on the bottom, one on the top, and this center arm infinite rotating as well. So there's three possible infinite rotations. It doesn't have to reset and go back to the direction. You can really keep it spinning, keep the party going.
That reminds me of the old UFOs from the 1980s nightclubs.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I mean that in the most endearing way, man.
I mean, hey, they built it really well a long time ago. We've just taken that concept and just brought it a couple years forward in technology and capabilities. But they designed the concepts back then. There's nothing wrong with it.
And did I see it's got a little laser in it too?
So it also has it has 4 lasers. Sorry, it has 2 red and 2 green lasers. And then it also has these amber strobe inlays that'll probably go off here in a second. I just have it running a basic auto program right now. Some golden strobes. And this guy goes for about $349, so a little bit higher up on the price scale, but you also got a lot more going on. I will say, you know, at your average party, 2 of these behind you as a mobile DJ it's just an instant light show.
Yeah, it looks like a Rubik's Cube with lights.
Yeah, right. It does, now you say that. That is true.
That's amazing.
That would be a fun name for a product, the Color Key Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be trademarked.
Tells me it's trademarked. Yeah. I was just going to say that might last about 1 trade show and then you'll be done.
Right. right.
Rubik's. Maybe Rubik's isn't.
That light is dope.
Yeah.
All right. And so what's our third light?
And then our third light. So after the success of the droid, we're like, well, let's take it one step further. And we wanted to go with something a little more premium. And so we just dropped this at DJX in Atlantic City. This is the Scorpius FX.
Now, who comes up with these names? Because that sounds like a character Dwayne Johnson would play in one of his King of the Hill or King of whatever it was, Scorpion King movies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of looks, like a little scorpion arm here.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably they named this fixture, I think, right before I joined the company. So I joined back in March. So this one, I'll power it on here in a second. I'm going to wait a second because it is really bright. This is 6 40-watt diodes. So very, very bright. And it has an infinite rotating head here, keeps spinning, 1 arm and a 3rd arm. So this is 3 axes total of rotation. And it's a much higher caliber light than the rest of our fixtures. So this one maps for a little bit more. Retail price is about $449. So stepping into that more premium effects light category. There was a club right after DJX that bought a bunch of these from us and installed, I want to say about 6 of them in a club environment.
Wow.
And we got some videos. We're not allowed to post them, I think, until the club opens is the last I heard, but it looked so cool.
Nice.
So it just, it spins around and the beams come out and it's really.
That's definitely the old UFO. That thing's awesome.
Yeah. You can see the brightness too. Yep.
Oh yeah. 40 watts per diode. It's blinding at close distance, but it also uses high powered optics for all the what am I trying to say? The glass. So it's really collimating that beam and getting razor sharp edges as it cuts through atmosphere, haze, or fog.
Gotcha.
Nice.
How much color does that throw then without haze or fog?
Let's see here. I mean, you can kind of see it beaming around on the back walls there. And if the room is completely darked out, you're going to get quite a bit of ricochet, especially off the white walls, like in this room.
And how heavy is that?
It is, I can tell you the exact weight.
You can ballpark
12.8 pounds.
Okay.
So not bad. And it does come with the Omega quick release bracket. So once again, more of a fixture in that sense.
Hang it.
And the PowerCon power, and with PowerCon linking power. So we built some more features into it. All of these can be hung, but they're going to use, the ones you got to attach with the little hex wrench.
Sure. I've got that with all my movers.
Sure. Yep. It's classic. It works, but those Omega brackets are so easy to clip on, clip off as quick release.
Gotcha. And then are you going to show us your tripod behind you, or is that just there because it's just there?
Let's check it out. So to wrap up our effects line, we have 2 types of party bars. We have the Party Bar Effects, and what I have here is the Party Bar Go. And I was told that we're doing a giveaway on here. Is that correct?
We're going to probably have to figure out how to retool it because we're not live. So for those of you that are tuning in on YouTube or what have you, stick around because we'll probably end up doing an email to let you register to win one of these bad boys. Actually, two of them, because we're doing a pair of them, which is pretty exciting because you got an instant mobile light show then. And
Nice.
so, yeah, it's going to be super cool.
Keith,
But
Keith,
because of Facebook's issues, we'll do it that way.
Casey,
Hey, can I join the raffle?
Sure.
Yeah,
Casey,
me too.
why don't you, Casey,
Did I fail to mention
wait.
I do have a mobile company as well?
There we go. John's
Guys,
trying to chime in. What's up, John?
yeah, why don't you give a keyword that you were only going to mention on the show, and they will send the email out and say, find the keyword and like reply with the keyword, and then that'll enter them into the contest.
I'd say with the keyword should be, was it Scorpius?
Scorpius is the keyword. Okay, so
Was that it? Was that the right one, Cedar?
That is the right name. I mean, we're giving away a
Scorpius.
different product, so I don't know.
I
if that's
know, but it's just a matter of if they don't know what Scorpius, they don't get in the club. That's the way it is.
There you go. So
Right.
that's the keyword that
like it.
folks will have to use. We'll
Yes.
figure out the rest of it later.
So reach out with
Gotcha.
keyword Scorpius, and you could win yourself 2 Party Bar Goes from Color Key.
Now, how tall does that go? Is that 9 feet or does it go just a hair above it? Do you know?
Oh no, this goes a lot taller. I want to say the stand caps out at 7 feet. It's right above. I'm actually using a different stand than the one that's included with it.
Okay.
So then,
Gotcha.
talking about the fixture real quick, it comes in 2 separate bags to carry
Right.
the fixture and the stand. So we do have a stand
Okay.
that's included. I just didn't have one here, so I used one of my own
Got
tripods
it.
to throw it up on.
Okay.
But yeah, I want to say it goes up to about 7 feet. It'll get above head height.
Right.
No problem. And so, yeah, it's an all-in-one lighting solution. We have 2 RGB pars with white strobe inlay and 2 derbies. What also makes this fixture nice is it is battery powered. So no
Oh,
kit.
that's cool.
Throw
And
2
is this RF or is this DMX? Or
This
both?
does come with an IR remote, and it is
Okay.
DMXable as well.
Gotcha.
We do have profiles in all the major libraries for our fixtures. So if you're using a Wolf mix, you can assign the pars different from the derbies. You can do that split beam feature. things like
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
So
cool.
the Party Bar Go, like I said, yeah, it comes with an IR remote. It does come with an included stand, 2 carry bags. And for those that don't win it, you can go get them for only $299. So for theoretically less than $300.
Yeah, that's a great
we have
deal.
a battery powered all-in-one party system. The battery lasts for 4 hours, so it'll get you through your wedding dance portion. You don't want to run it during a dinner or anything like that, but 4 hours, plenty of time to get through that dancing portion. And if you do need it to go a little longer, you can plug it in. No problem.
Gotcha. Sean can't get people dancing for longer than that anyway, so it's
I
fine.
mean, hopefully we all can.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. Hopefully, if we're doing our job right.
very good. 2 of those look good on your system, huh, Sean?
Absolutely. Scorpius, I win. Me and D win. We're in. Done. Bye-bye. I ain't
We're
doing
gonna
email, I
split
ain't
the
doing
baby.
nothing.
You guys will
He-
each get one.
Peace
We
out.
each get one.
Uh,
Hey,
you guys will
listen,
have to split it, and then you can bring it to DJ Expo when you guys meet up there, and you'll have
That's right.
You'll have a full
Yeah.
system.
yeah,
That's
hopefully
right.
I can make it next year. I couldn't make it
There you
this year,
go.
but hopefully next year I can make it.
Well, as much as I love that show, we got to get you to Chicago for the Marquee show,
Yes.
which is which
Yes.
is Chicago's best DJ show. It's
Yes.
also Chicago's only DJ show. So there's
Right.
no one that can argue that point.
Exactly.
So, and I know that our good friends from Color Key
Yep,
will be
yep.
there again this
I'm
year.
ready for it,
Dave
though.
already said,
Absolutely be there. I hope, they went right after I joined the company, so they didn't quite have me geared up enough to warrant bringing me
Nice.
out, but I'm sure I'll be there with the rest of the team.
That's
Nice.
good. Well, I'll say this. Chicago in June is an amazing city. It is beautiful. Food's great. Architecture's great.
Is that when I performed at that outdoor festival? Like a food
I don't know.
festival?
I met you at, you were doing a corporate event with Tone Loc and Freedom Williams, and then you were at City Winery. And that was
At
an
City
indoor
Winery,
event though.
but-
Yeah.
Right.
So, and that was
But no,
that was
I
like
did-
May, I think. And then our show's at the
I
end of
DJ'd,
June.
I DJ'd an outdoor event out there, and it was like a
Okay.
food festival thing.
Could
it was
be.
huge. It was like 7,000 people. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if that's the thing in June that you were talking about, but I do remember that.
Yeah. No. Marquee show is our little DJ show, but I know that I met you at City Winery doing a nice intimate little show. So,
Yeah.
and I couldn't figure out how in the hell they got you guys. And then I found out you guys had worked a corporate event the night before, so you were in town anyway. So it worked out
Right.
perfectly for all. So Yeah,
Absolutely.
DJ Light's actually coming to City Winery. I just saw. So it was kind of cool.
Nice.
So let's chat a little bit with America's favorite DJ, the one, the only Sean Big Daddy McKee.
Howdy,
Big
howdy.
Daddy.
So how's your year wrapping up, Sean?
You know what? Blessed, very busy. 4 events this week. I was supposed to be outside tonight, but because of the lovely weather we're having here, we moved it to tomorrow. So instead of having 1 and 1, now I got 2 tomorrow, 2 on Friday, 1 on Saturday. And you know what? Blessed to be as busy as we are. I am. I have 1 more wedding to go. Then I close out the year at a country club, literally 7 minutes from my house, which is wonderful.
Nice.
And then I open the year 2 days later, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, and then the 5th to the 10th, I'll be down in Orlando with 3 of my 6 grandkids. And I will be out in Vegas. But end of the year, it's been a great year so far. And honored last week to speak at another convention. And Case, Marquee, you already know. One of my favorite shows, one of my favorites. Had the honor of hosting and just doing whatever you need. And D, we are going to get together once we're going to get together in Atlantic City. It's August 11th to the 14th. We got to get together, my friend, because that way we can pick up our Scorpiuses out there in Atlantic City. Hello.
Now you don't pick up your Scorpiuses.
Right.
Come on now. You get it's Party Go, correct, Cedar? Party Go?
Party bar go.
Party bar go. See? Sean's half asleep.
Party bar go.
Party bar go, but Scorpius is the key. We win. We're in. Get out.
We'll get the visual. Get the visual so it sticks to mind better. Party
bar go.
Party go.
Nice.
You know what I like the most about that? Number 1, it's real light. Number 2, it's battery powered.
Yeah.
You know,
you can just wave it above your head while you're DJing. You know.
Oh, perfect. Just
nice.
want to know. Just want to know.
Everybody put your lights up.
You can take it with you into the bathroom.
Well, hey, if you're at one of those venues, though, you know, where they kill all the lights and you're still trying to break down, you can just leave it on.
There you go.
Right.
And that's a lot of them.
Yes, surprisingly, it's like, come on, guys, we're trying to break down. You're finding cables all over the place. Just give me with some light. No, just keep this thing on. Keep the party going while you're packing up. Easy.
There you go.
Yeah. See, and I have the opposite. They turn the lights on, and it kills the mood.
Yeah.
Hey, did I mention that my wife is DJ Redbottom? So
I did not know that.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're also a DJ couple.
Hey,
very good.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure. We got to make our way out to Vegas and do like a 2 guys and 2 girls thing.
Hey, you do that. You do a lot of production too. You got to come by our studio. It's built right here in front of me.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Lay something down, have some fun.
That'd be super dope. Yep, I'm with it. Yeah, man, let's make it happen. And then I might do something slick and see if I can get another light. I'll just be like, release the Kraken.
This ad part is I'm just gonna go. I just wanted to say, is that Phil's light? Phil McCracken's light?
Nice.
It just
nice.
It's
nice.
You can take the fart joke out of the kit. Never mind. But
Casey, got a couple of questions that are up on the chat.
Okay, talk to us.
First one, is there a new hotel picked for Marquee 2025?
It is under contract right now, and it'll be probably right after the first of the year, because obviously I have to have it all locked down for NAMM. But yeah, we're going to be back at O'Hare. We're just not going to be at the Crown Plaza. But for those flying in, you're going to be real pleased, because you'll be able to take complimentary shuttle bus right from the airport right to the hotel, and then we'll have our parties at the entertainment district again, like we did last year, which was a big hit. So what else we got, John?
Color Key. Is there a local Chicagoland dealer for Color Key?
Ooh, that is a great question that I feel like I should know the answer to, but unfortunately I do not.
Gotcha.
I could find out though. Give me like
go ahead.
Yeah.
And
I'll come back around in a minute.
And then Casey, they're wondering when the email would be sent out so they can use that with the keyword to
Realistically, if Sean doesn't like crash my computer, I would say probably Monday would be my guess, because tomorrow we're doing our toy drive, and so I'm tied up with that all day. And then I could probably try to get it out on Friday with the YouTube link and such, so that people can see it. And then Friday nights, I've got Santa Claus, and I'm actually Santa Claus at a strip club on Friday night. So yeah, I'm going to be looking for girls on the naughty list.
Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa
Santa
Claus.
Oh boy, see,
That's-
look at that! It didn't even come out of my mouth, John.
Yeah.
Huh?
Cedar, another question. With the moving head fixtures behind you, do all of them run master slave? Can they?
Yeah, so they can all master slave to each other, no problem. A lot of the master slave capabilities is very easy to set up too, because when you run from one fixture into another, like if you have two Krakens, for example, as soon as you plug a DMX cable in, it's going to switch into DMX mode. DMX in. So if you're running one on just auto program one DMX out of it into DMX in on the other, you don't have to press anything else. It'll auto slave to it. It just knows it's connected.
Oh,
Excellent.
very cool. Super easy.
All right, those
Very
are my
easy.
questions, guys.
Very good.
Ooh.
With the hundreds and hundreds of people tuning in now, desperately trying to find our shows since Facebook squashed us.
Mm.
Darn it.
So, all right, we're going to be wrapping up here shortly. So, Diamond, where are you going to be where people might be able to see you? Are you playing out anywhere this month or next quarter?
Yeah, actually, I have a show in Detroit this weekend. I'm going to be at the Fox Theater. And then after that, I'm off.
Okay.
I take off the holidays with my family unless there's a gig that's so crazy that I can't pass it up. But I mean, if it's the normal money I make, then I just take off and I start again in the new year. And in the new year, I'm sure I got about 40 shows already booked. So
Gotcha.
I'm
Now
rocking
let's
and
jump
rolling.
to controversy. Jay-Z, what's
Oh.
going on this week?
Uh,
Craziness.
Yeah,
You think it's just a bunch of malarkey?
I don't know. To be
Okay.
honest,
All right.
I don't know. I mean, I know him and
Were we
him-
ever at a Diddy party?
no, I was not. I never
Okay.
attended any. Yeah,
That's
I
what
never
his
attended
attorney
any.
said. If anybody asks, you say, no, I was
Right.
never there. I was
No,
never
but-
on the Epstein Island. I didn't even
Yeah.
vote Democrat that year. No, I get it.
No, I wasn't. It just didn't work out. I
Gotcha.
probably would have went if I could have, but it just didn't
Got
work
it.
out. So, but I wouldn't have been in the boom boom room.
I
I'd
understand.
have stayed in population. You
I
know what
understand.
mean?
Gotcha.
But
And
there's a lot of weirdos out there. So
Yeah, I
and
get it.
there's a lot of weirdos with money. So who knows?
I hear you. Look,
know?
you've met Sean, so you know.
You
So,
feel me? Yeah.
and then Cedar, we're gonna see you at NAM and then at MEX,
Yep.
and those two are, I'm sure, confirmed. So I'll see you at both of those shows. I'll be out in January and in February.
Those two are
Um,
very much confirmed. Obviously, we're right in the middle of getting ready for NAM right now. I was looking at
Very
rendering our
good.
booth earlier. I'm very, very excited to see it come to life when we get down there to start building it in Anaheim. And we've got, I want to say, I think we're unveiling 8 new products at NAM. So
Okay,
it's going to be
Nice.
quite the show we got going on there. You won't
and
wanna
that's
miss
your 8 new lights just with color key or with Mixware?
Color key. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
Plus-
around there. We got a lot coming in 2025.
Nice. Looking
Very,
forward
very
to
exciting.
it.
Nice.
Very
nice.
good. Do you go to Diamond? Do you go to? Do you ever go to NAM?
You know what's so funny? It was supposed to work out for me to go to NAM this year for the very
Yeah.
first time. I never.
This upcoming year or 2024?
No, this one that's coming up. I was supposed
Okay,
to,
gotcha.
but it didn't pan out. So maybe the following year. But
Got it.
I've missed so much stuff because I'm always touring. Remember, I only been to 2 DJ expos. I've been
Right.
to the one where I saw you guys at, and the one before that I was with Biz, and that was right
Got it.
before Biz passed away,
Sure.
but that's the only two I ever could make because I'm always was booked out of the country or somewhere where it just didn't work out. Same thing
Sure.
with Nam, but everybody's like, "Come on, Diamond, you got to come to one Nam." My beat
Yeah.
junkie buddies is like, "Come on, man, the Scratch Pickles, everybody." You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, everybody's there. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jazzy Jeff's there, Z
yeah,
Chip's there.
yeah, all there. Yep,
Grandmaster Flash was in the Pioneer, but I mean, yeah, it's
yep,
definitely a good show.
yeah.
So,
They even had Funk Master Flex last year.
yep.
Yep.
So,
So yeah. So I got
yeah,
it's not gonna work out for this one, but I'm
gotcha.
pushing hard for 26.
And then Sean, are you part of MEX this year?
Yes, I am. I am the closing speaker again on Wednesday afternoon at 4:00.
And by
Where,
closing, you're the guy that says goodbye, everybody. And that's it.
yeah, no, I will be doing my seminar. What does the future hold, and what did you learn? But I have to start my seminar this year because the Dodgers won. They beat my Yankees. I have to start it with a Dodgers jersey on, a Dodgers hat, because I'm a Yankee fan, of course, D.
Mm.
And I have to sing I Love LA with George Lopez in the front row.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Boy,
So, I
am
mean,
I.
just so you know, it's not the comedian George Lopez. It is a DJ friend of ours with the
Oh,
same
okay.
name.
Got you.
So
Got
it
you.
would have been kind of cooler actually if it was the comedian.
Yeah.
It was Sean.
Right.
Sean had some clout. And John, how about you? You got any plans? I know that we've got one more show next week. We've got Mark McIntosh on, and I'm trying to remember who our musical guest is. And I know Cedar, you're not with us next week, but you're sending presents just like Santa Claus. And
Yeah.
then we are off for 2 weeks. We're off for Christmas Eve and we're off for New Year's Eve. And then we'll start up again right after the first of the year. And I know in January, we're going to have Matt Radicelli on. We're going to have Shannon Tarrenton. We're going to have a whole bunch of people. And that'll be a little bit less casual and a little bit more educational on ways to help you grow your business and make more gaish.
Mm.
So that's where we're at. So, John, any parting words? We're going to
We're
end
good.
about 2 minutes early, it looks like, because I
Yep.
know you got to jump because
The next
you've
one's
got a
coming.
show coming on after us.
Yep,
So, anything else?
Take it home.
All right. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, guys, it's marqueeshow.com for all details regarding the Marquee Show. You can find this podcast on YouTube as well as on the Marquee Show pages once we post the YouTube link probably tomorrow. And that's it. So once again, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Diamond, thanks for coming on. Cedar, it was great to meet you. Big Daddy, as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you,
Mine.
everybody, for in. And take us out, John.